Hey, what's going on, everyone? Greg here with RC Driver, and I just spent about the past 10 minutes looking at some of the videos we put up this year. There were a lot of reviews, some pretty cool projects, and I really enjoyed doing all that stuff, but there's something that I also really love doing, and that's kind of just tinkering with stuff behind the scenes. And I've had this Dynhead up on the wall for quite some time, and there's a bunch of parts around here at the shop, and I kind of just start looking at stuff over time and going, hey, that would look pretty cool on this, that would look pretty cool on that. And that's kind of how this project right here came about. I really wasn't even planning on doing it. I just kind of sat down and said, you know what? I have all these ideas floating around. Let me go and put something together. And I didn't go crazy with this thing. It's really just some bolt-on type of stuff, but I wanted to show you guys something that, I was enjoying behind the scenes. So let's take a closer look. Okay, so here's the Tamiya Dynahead that we reviewed, and it's still fairly stock. But this right here, this is the culprit behind this particular project. I've had this roof rack or roof basket here from Racer's Edge for quite some time, and just haven't had a vehicle to put it on. And then one day it just kind of dawned on me that, hey, it would probably look pretty cool on this truck. And I think it does. I think it came out pretty cool. It just fits into the body here. And what I did up front for the lights, which come with this roof basket, was I went and cut out the top vent in there and just kind of ran the wires in. So I think it came out pretty cool. I like it. Then while I was digging through some of my spare parts, I found this fuel can from Proline. And then I found this massive shovel, but I wanted to add some scale detail to it. So, I think the roof basket looks pretty cool on this. I did go ahead and remove the front bumper that was on there. It has a spring-loaded front bumper. Kind of just want to go crawling out in the backyard, basically, or, down the street at the local park. Nothing too crazy, just going out for fun. While I was digging through my stuff, I found this fire extinguisher. I found a high-lift jack that I hadn't used. So I went and basically just screwed these down to the back of the body. I think it looks pretty cool back there as well. But that's really it. I mean, that was kind of just wanted to add a little bit of detail to the body. Now, underneath, there aren't too many changes to the chassis itself. Pretty much none, actually. My only big changes were to the electronics, and I pretty much swapped out, I think, everything from when I reviewed this. And first up, what I did was I put a Reedy motor in. This is actually from my Element Sendero. I upgraded to a radon motor in there, so I use this motor because it's a 5-slot motor and, worked pretty well in the Sendero, so we'll see how it does here, replacing the stock silver can motor that was in there. Now, up top here, I have an old axial speed controller, and this is actually a Castle-based speed controller. This worked really well, but this has been sitting unused, and I thought I'd put it back to use. It's got a good braking profile in it, so that should help out when I'm descending rocks. There was the Spectrum receiver. I've got that paired up with my DX5 Rugged over here. And then the other change on the truck was the servo. I had this MKS servo. I don't even remember what it was. It's the HBL 599. That was just sitting in one of my electronics boxes, unused, so it went in there as well. And I also put a axial aluminum servo horn on here because the stock one had the servo saver built into it, which made the steering feel a bit lazy. So now the steering is really strong on this truck, and I think it'll steer well. Now, the last change I did here was add some Proline flat iron tires on some Proline beadlock wheels. I actually had these left over from a project. They were only used a few times. They were, again, basically in new condition, just a little dirty. And then I had an extra set that I picked up that I was going to use for the spare tire. But as you can see, now I have all 6 tires on this truck. And I really didn't change much else. Again, it was just kind of finding stuff around the shop, putting it on this truck, and giving it a new look and basically a new attitude to go out and have some crawling fun with it, some trials truck type of fun with it. And I think it's going to do well. I actually left the stock shocks. I mean, these were actually, for a friction shock, they feel pretty good on this truck. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to head out with you guys. I'm going to show you how it works out in the snow, actually, because there's a lot of snow outside right now. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. Let's go. Wow, it's kind of cool how just a few tweaks really change up the attitude of an RC vehicle. The tires on here make a world of a difference. Before it was fun, it was challenging with the original tires, but now with some Proline grip on there, it's a lot more fun. And it was freezing cold out, there was a lot of snow, and these tires still did pretty well climbing up some of those rocks. The electronics were much smoother, the descents were a lot smoother with that axial speed controller in there. Plenty of torque from the motor, so that was much better. And then the steering servo swap, that made a huge difference as well. It still kind of had a wide turning radius because it is a single servo on a 6-wheel vehicle, and you could go and put rear steer in there if you wanted to, but I was kind of trying to keep it within that truck trials type of vehicle setup where I believe that they're all just kind of front steer, at least from the videos that I saw. But you know, getting rid of that servo saver made a big difference, and then it looks really cool out there with the roof rack on top. So it was a lot of fun to drive, and you know, it'd be really cool to see a lot more of these type of vehicles come out. But the Dynahead here, it is actually a blast. It's a lot of fun to drive, and you know, kind of that's what Tamiya vehicles are about. You can go and tweak them and have fun with them and kind of improve them the way you want to go and do it, and it's a model. You get to build it up the way you want to and keep customizing. So you know, this was a fun little project. Again, just wanted to throw it together, and I think it turned out pretty cool. I sent some pictures to people, and they're like, wow, that's pretty awesome. And yes, it does look pretty awesome, and again, it's just awesome out there on the trail. I think I'm going to keep tinkering with it. That's how much fun I had with it, and you might see it again here on the channel. Definitely let me know in the comment section below if you'd like to see more done on this vehicle. All right, guys, hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell, and we'll see you back here soon for some more RC Driver videos.